Hi, I'm Sugandhi Suresh, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Jyoti Engineering College, Cheruduruthi. Today we have to discuss about a topic, theory of money and inflation. What is money? Money is anything that is generally accepted as a medium of exchange and act as a measure and store value. The important functions of money are, the first one is medium of exchange, that is anything can be exchanged for money. The second is measure value. Value of anything can be measured in terms of money. Store value. Goods are perishable, but their value can be stored in the form of money. Next is standard of deferred payments, which means that the borrowing and lending becomes more easier with the help of money. Next is quantity theory of money. The quantity theory of money is put forward by Irving Fisher. The quantity theory of money states that the quantity of money is the main determinant of the price level or the value of money. According to Fisher, other things remaining unchanged, the quantity of money in circulation increases, the price level also increases in direct proportion, and the value of money decreases, and vice versa. That is, the quantity of money is doubled, the price level also doubled, and the value of money will be one half. Fisher explained his theory in terms of an equation, that is MV equal to PT. Here P is the price level, M is the total quantity of legal tender money, V is the velocity of circulation. Velocity means number of times a unit of money is used in transaction per unit of time. T is the total amount of goods and services exchanged for money. Since in the short run V and T remains constant, an increase in M causes an equal proportionate increase in P. This equation equates the demand for money to the supply of money. The total volume of transactions multiplied by the price level represents the demand for money. In other words, price level multiplied by quantity bought gives the total demand for money. This equals the total supply of money in the economy, consisting of the quantity of money M and its velocity of circulation. Fisher expanded his equation to include the money supply created by the banks through process of credit. The expanded equation is written as MV plus M1 V1 equal to PT. Here M1 is the credit money and V1 is its velocity of circulation. The next topic is inflation. Inflation is a situation in which there is a persistent rise in the general price level. In other words, it is a situation in which there is an upward movement in the average level of prices. According to Colborn, it is a situation in which too much money chasing too few goods. That is, the availability of goods is less compared to the supply of money. When there is inflation, the value of money decreases persistently. Based on rate of inflation, inflation can be classified as creeping, walking, running and galloping inflation. Creeping inflation. When the rise in prices is very slow, that is less than 3% per annum, it is called creeping inflation. It is mild and it is considered as good for economic growth. Next is walking inflation. When prices rise moderately and the annual inflation rate is 3 to 10%, it is called walking inflation. Next is running inflation. When prices rise rapidly and the rate of increase is 10 to 20%, it is called running inflation. It is control is required. Strong monetary and fiscal measures are adopted by the government to control this type of inflation. Galloping or hyperinflation, when prices are rise between 20 to 100% or even more, it is called galloping or hyperinflation. Such a situation brings a total collapse of the monetary system. Next is demand pull inflation. Demand pull inflation is the result of increase in aggregate demand in the absence of an increase in aggregate supply or relatively less increase in aggregate supply. Aggregate demand means total demand and aggregate supply means total supply. Suppose the government is following an expansionary fiscal policy and the government spend more money in the field of education, health, etc. or by printing more currency notes. In this situation, there will be a sudden increase in aggregate demand in the economy. but aggregate supply will not increase to that extent. Therefore, price level goes up. Once the economy reaches in the full employment level, any further increase in aggregate demand will lead to price rise without any increase in output. The demand pull inflation can be explained with the help of a diagram. In this diagram, AD curve is the aggregate demand curve and AS curve is the aggregate supply curve. Initially, the economy is in equilibrium at point E. Point E is a point, or equilibrium is a point where aggregate demand equals aggregate supply. At point E, Y is the equilibrium level of output and P is the equilibrium level of price. When aggregate demand increases, AD curve shift upwards and a new curve is AD1, which intersect AS at point E1. Here the price level increase from P to P1 and the quantity increase from Y to YF. Beyond YF level of output, AS curve become perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic means whatever will be the change in price, there is no change in the supply. That is, the output cannot be increased beyond this level. Any increase in aggregate demand beyond this level will push the price up without any change in output. Next is cost push inflation. It is the result of increase in cost of production. Cost of production means increase in input prices, labor cost, etc. It will lead to an increase in cost of production. These develops lead to a higher cost for the finished product or service and contribute to inflation. Increase in cost of production decreases supply, and when supply decreases, supply curve shift leftwards, therefore price level goes up. This is also shown with the help of a diagram. In the diagram, initially economy is at a equilibrium at point E where the aggregate supply curve AS1 intersect AD curve. This is full employment equilibrium where output is YF and price is P. When aggregate supply decreases, AS curve shift leftwards and the new supply curve is AS2, which intersect AD curve at point E1. Therefore, the price level goes to P1 and output decreases to Y. Thank you.